All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Jay Cypress, and I'm starting a new stream. It's not any different than any other stream that I've done. But before I get into the details of the day and what I'm doing, I just want to encourage you all to make sure you check us out, CypressProductionsLLC.com, and check out all the different things that we're doing out there, to include the streams as well as some of our merchandise and products that we have out there on the site. And with that out of the way, let's get right into today's stream. Today, I'm not doing anything much different than I do any other stream. I need to go and resupply all my stuff. The thing about it is, I don't know, I don't feel like getting too much into the action today. I'm just gonna check on a few things, see how things are going. I've been off for like a whole day, so I haven't really checked on anything that's been going on. See, my nightclub is kind of dropped off a little bit. I would promote my club, but we're so late in the stage, and everybody's waiting for six to come out. Man, let's just get rotate a couple of DJs through real quickly, do the whole time warp thing, and see how things go. All right, go back in, and yep, I'm back popular. Okay. Shift out all my managers, my warehouse managers, put them back on whatever it was that they were working before. I like to do this just to get those numbers moving. And the other thing that you can do, you can call your boy Johan, and he'll give you some random stuff to pick up and bring back to the club, which actually gets you, if you're successful at bringing your stuff back, you can get paid for those activities. So just another little tip point. There we go. Actually, I think we're gonna put you on cash. All right. Everybody has a name. I just forget what their names are now. That's bad. Bad for a supervisor. Bad supervisor. Bad manager. Bad boss. Okay. Know all you people's names. I know Johan. All right. So let me switch over to. I'm gonna retire. Switch over to my motorcycle businesses. My suggestion: if you're just grinding for the money, do it all, man. Do it all. Now, I'm in an invite-only session because the last session that I left, it was full of people who are already VIPs, CEOs, and the like, motorcycle club presidents. So I said, let me just hop over and invite only, spend a little money to get some things going, because when those numbers are not moving and that bar is not moving, then yeah, you could sell at that, but it's like, just go ahead and fill it up now, man. Just fill it up. That's when I like to make a sale. In the meantime, while that's building, you can work on other things, to include the new odd jobs that they added recently in the update. And it is February. Uh, and oh yeah, man, we're 2 days away from Valentine's Day. Ooh, how easy it is to forget that for those who have somebody special in your life. Don't forget about Valentine's Day. Don't forget. All right. So far, I've restocked everything except for maybe my warehouses. And shout out to Rockstar for giving us this GTA Plus membership. Once you have access to GTA Plus, you can use the Vinewood Club app, the trusted Vinewood Club app, so you can manage your staff members. So now I don't have to go hunt down Rooster. I can just go ahead and pay them straight from the app. Go in the warehouse portion. I don't have to hunt those guys down anymore. I just pay those guys off. I don't even have to go into my bail office. I just go and take care of that. And as far as my safes, if I got anything in my safes, I don't have to hunt my safes down anymore. You know, if I want to pull my money now, I could just go in here, all my little locations, and pull my money. Let's see what I amassed since the last session. That's not bad, you know. Haven't even started anything. I already have over 100 grand. Okay. So one thing I'm going to do, I am going to see if it'll let me spawn this from here. Can I? No, I'm gonna have to go outside. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fast travel and then.
How can I assist you, Mum?
I'm gonna spawn this other business that I was looking to spawn. Let's go over here to the vehicle warehouse. Oh, but first I gotta switch over. Switch back over to CEO. So let's just stop being president for the moment. We'll disband. I just did that so I can get my product up. And at this point, you know, once you amass a certain amount of money, man, just go ahead and fast track that stuff, man. You know, if you're online, you're playing with your friends and like, hey, you know, let's go do a raid, let's go take over something. And, you know, that's one thing, but it's like there's so many other activities you can also get into. So many different ways you can do this. Yeah, you could save the money. Yeah, but you know, more people you have, the easier it is to get things done. So definitely encourage you to find some friends out there, make it happen. All right, so I'm back to being the CEO.
Do you have a request, Mum?
Let's fast travel. I'm gonna go to the vehicle warehouse.
Right away, Mum.
And then I'm gonna pop right back outside. A couple of things I want to do. First things first, I want to make a sale from here. I got so much excess that I need to get rid of before 6 hits. There's no point of holding on to all this inventory. We're gonna be grinding 6 anyway, at least the story mode. As far as we know it has a story. We'll find out what else it has, you know, at a later point. But you know, enjoy the game when it comes out. Let's see. CEO. Alright, so what I'm looking to do right now, I'm just gonna spawn my Iron Mule. And I love this location because I love that it's so close to the spawn point. I can go ahead and just stage whatever I need to stage for that, and then while I'm doing this, I'm gonna request my Group 6 lab. It's not actually called that. It's for a product that I don't suggest you use, but maybe there's some type of medical and medicinal use for somebody else. For every bad application of everything that you can do, there's also some good application, some use of those chemicals for whatever reason. I just know that's this game, but you know, maybe we can go and do some research on that. What good use, or are there any good uses for the chemicals that we're moving in this game? All right, so we'll go to that lab later. Right now, I'm just gonna get something out of my inventory. It's like, what's the point of holding on to things, man? You just let it go. Let it go. So I hop on my ad hoc auto website. Let's see. What I've been trying to do is, because I hear that the more you procure these cars, the more top range vehicles you get. I don't know, I haven't tested that theory, but so far it looks like that's been the case over the time that I've been acquiring these cars. So let's get some of these mid-rangers out of here. Yeah, we're gonna go for the highest.
Okay, let's get it ready to ship.
When you have the Iron Mule, it makes it a lot easier. The only thing you have to look out for, you know, I've had certain occasions where the hitch didn't work, and oh man, you know, you're just out of luck.
No one's looking for that.
When that happens to you, there's not much you can do about that. Let's put a nice little color on here, you know. I'm having a Bob Ross moment in my mind. I want to put on a nice little weird funky color on here. Let's see, what do they have? You know, you don't see that every day. It's like a magenta green flip. So let's do that one. Okay, secondary color, we'll stick with chameleon and maybe put something else on there. Maybe like let's see. I think cream pearl is okay. We'll put the cream pearl on there. That's a weird, funky looking car. It kind of reminds me of what happened. My first college car. Yeah, long story. Not gonna get into that one.
Skill level.
But you know, usually if you go down the street and you see somebody with a different colored trunk in the back, just know that there's probably a story behind it. Okay, so we'll go with stock rims. We'll do these, and let's see if I can change the color. Nope, not on the stock. Still got 3 minutes, but yeah, we'll go with this. Not like they told you know, how to use the car.
The work's been done. Take the car to the buyer and don't let another organization get in the way.
It's like one of those Fast and Furious type vehicles. It's a Sultan RS. That's the name of the car. That's the other cool thing about, you know, once you procure these vehicles, you know, for a sale, you can go back. Any vehicle that you like, you know, it's available. See if you can go and buy it either through here or through the Vinewood app. Sometimes they come available through the Vinewood Club. Okay. It hitched up. That's good. That's good. Lift up. Oh, now I'm gonna head straight over to the dropout site. yeah, see the danger I avoided by doing this? They were waiting on me this time. The little red dots. Kind of shoot things into my little red eyes. I bypassed all that little drama because I used to do cell missions. So I tried to drive it in, and the first time I tried to do that, not only do you get shot to pieces, but every time they shoot your car up, that little market value goes down to where you're like the commission is almost nothing. And then it's like, okay, what's the point of actually doing this? If you had that many people coming after you. So really, I think the gist of it was to make sure that you had plenty of friends that flanked you on either side, make sure that didn't happen, wipe out the spawns, before they get to you, and hopefully, you don't get fragged by your own people. I imagine that's how it was initially in the beginning. Not only that, but then, think about all the other people on the server who might grief you. Same concept. And most recently, they added the animation where it'll just go ahead and complete the sale if you get it close enough. All right, I gotta take a call, so I'm going offline.
Well done out there. The money's in the bank.
Well, nobody on that boss on. Just keep on going. Anyway, let's go check out the lab that you mentioned earlier. A lot of times, I buy stuff for that and then I'll forget about it. It's like, man, that's like one of the fastest products that comes back. But another opportunity for you to get popped one way or another by a spawn or by a car, mostly by the police. And for good reason. I mean, if you think about what you're moving, the product that you're moving in there is very, very bad. You don't want to really have anything to do with that unless your brain is already fried, or unless you know about some additional reasons. Let me go on Google and see if there's any good uses. Or I could just ask Google, hey Google, what's a good use for chemicals and acid, the drug? So let me manually go to Google. When I don't know something, I just look it up. Okay. So I'm looking on Google. Let's see. Let me read this, preview this before I give you some bad information, because everything in the world is trying to block me right now. Okay, yeah, I don't want to go to that. No, just take me back to what I was looking at. basically got me out of that. Alright, let's get back to that search. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, to answer your question, there are no good uses for illegal substances as they're outside of supervised clinical trials. You got unpredictable outcomes, psychological harm, and legal penalties. Yeah, okay, so I read the description. Basically, especially for you kids out there who are curious about the stuff that you're discovering when you're looking into these type of things. Bottom line is, don't do drugs. Second of all, don't do anything that's being sold in this game in real life. Leave that alone. There are no good is going to come out of using drugs. So I'll use this platform to tell you what not to do. You see this stuff, avoid it. Stay away from it. You know, the only thing this game attempts to do is to tell you, you know, the various different ways that you can make money illegally and legally, and then there are some, you know, different organizations that may have a legal reason to have this stuff on hand, and that's just to catch the guys who have the illegal stuff, such as law enforcement agencies. So very risky business if you're trying to fund your own life with this type of equipment. If you have this type of contraband on hand on you at any point in time, and you're not doing regular chemistry for like school and stuff like that, yeah, you can go to jail for having that stuff. Prison even. Yeah. So anyway, did I pay this guy? That's what I'm supposed to do.
Okay,
Somehow he finds the supplies, and then, you know, when we're done, we end up more than likely selling it to somebody who's in law enforcement. So, you know, most of the reason why you often get arrested, because, you know, you're that little guy who's finds themselves in charge of doing things like that. So I don't encourage you to get involved in these activities. Find something else to do. Go deliver a pizza. Go make a pizza. Go do something wholesome. Go on a treasure hunt. Find some resources out there. Get you a metal detector. All things, activities that are also available in the game at certain points. So, and that's the other thing too, you know. Learn how to separate what happens in a game from real life. I saw somebody mention in a post the other day, you know, what's the first thing you're gonna do when GTA 6 come out? And they mentioned running over pedestrians. Oh man, it's like, oh man, it's so much. Another person said something to the effect that they said install it. And yeah, and then I chimed in and said, I'm just gonna play story mode. I look forward to playing story mode. Got to do something. Oh yeah. After you don't just pick up the money, you have to actually check the map, because if you haven't done Cayo Perico heist, this little skeleton down here who's wearing clothes that's similar to another GTA protagonist we remember as Tommy Vercetti. He's holding a map of where the buried treasure is. Cayo Perico. Now, I don't know for certain if this is Tommy, but the clothes are kind of like almost a dead giveaway. Anyway, the map that he's holding, I remember if you haven't found the treasure, it usually shows you like a couple of locations where the treasure may lurk. Excuse me. Thanks to Zach's quesadillas that was on the menu. The ranch quesadillas, very good. Round that off with a peach tea. Very sweet. Thank you, Zach's Beats. Man, you know, there's a lot of blue dots on the map. I just passed by, I may have missed an opportunity. You know, sometimes you have like exotic vehicles that spawn for a certain amount of time and then they'll go away and then, oh, there's an activity over here. Usually it's an opportunity to also get supplies. And also we have the Valentine's Day event that's going on. So you might run into a character that may need your help, or some type of random event that might spawn. So let's see what's going on here. Don't skip this month. Don't skip the little blue dots. There may be somebody who needs your help. Well, we know this guy. He's passed out and, you know, needs somebody to hold his wallet for a minute. So we'll just go in there and we'll hold his wallet while he sleeps there. Don't worry, man. Your money's in good hands. We won't spend it all in one place. We'll try not to. We'll just hold it in our bank account. The other thing I like about this game is the ability to roleplay. So shout out to all the roleplay gamers out there, especially the ones who brought a lot of good content to the console from the PC community. Shout out to all of you. I want me to go pick up some cars. Let's see if I can get to this one without crashing. Of course, they put it right next to the light pole. That wouldn't be a very smart thing for me to do. Let's see if I can park without flipping it. Alright, so let me go over here. Oh, that's not the right car. I can get in trouble for that one. I wasn't really paying attention. Whoops. I probably could have got to this one, but I was like, it's too close to a sign, so let's put it over here. Put it close to my vehicle. And then I'll hop over, pick it up. And I've been grinding on this character for a little bit, so I may just switch over to my alt and do the same thing. That's the other thing. Don't forget, man, you know, you have the ability to have 2 accounts that share the same pot of money. So that's one advantage that you have to get your money up a little bit faster. Things start slowing down on one account, you know, just switch over to your other alternate character well. You know? That's what I'm gonna do. Now you probably asking, well, dude, you know, you're a dude. Why you got like two different type of characters? A, doesn't matter. B, it's like, I mean, you know, sometimes people are more approachable, you know, if you use a different variety, a mix of different type of characters. So it's something to keep in mind, you know. Has it helped me socially in all situations, you know, in today's environment? Not really. It's like, you know, people can tell exactly who or what you are just by, you know, the way you talk, the way you say things. Oh, you're a Sadana or something like that, you know. Start freaking out because you're from the South or something. I don't know why. We wave at people for no reason. Okay, well, you know, it's kind of like a salute, you know. I just wanted to see if you were a friend or a foe. If you're a foe, I'm just not going to talk to you. So if I wave at you, don't wave back, I won't wave again. You know, kind of one of those things. Well, at least I know not to let you in my house. Now, I picked up that car, and I guess the time frame for like getting it to the spot expired, so the car disappeared. I guess somebody really needed a car. Well, you know, the earning opportunity for that one is gone, but usually it's, you know, it's negligible. It's like 20 grand. Who cares? Let's get on to the next activity. One thing that I have enjoyed, and what time is it? It's actually time to go to work. For those of you who were like, recently got the odd jobs, start participating in the odd jobs, and then the one in particular where you have to use the forklift over at the Alpha Male location. Trying to get that night shift on this, you really need to start at 8 o'clock at night. And you need to finish before 7 o'clock if you want that bonus. So, right now it's about 10 o'clock. I think I can get this done. So I'm going to rush on over here, see if I can knock this out. And in the previous stream, I kind of told you about this slick trick that I use to kind of get my warehouse goods in a little bit faster. So I'll show you this technique as I go in here, try to get this done. For the same amount of that missed car, I can make that up. But you can't be a CEO, you can't be a president at the time that you start these jobs. That's the only unfortunate thing. You have to do it on your own. So for all you single players out there, nobody's picking you up for a job. You can do these while you're waiting, looking for somebody to pick you up and listen to the nice tunes that are included in the game. Or you have the ability on Xbox, bring up your Apple Music player, shout out to Apple, and listen to your favorite playlist. I think I'm gonna do that right now. I got time, so stand by. I'm gonna go in my settings real quick, and I'm just gonna turn down the audio for the in-game music, and you won't be able to hear it because I'm on Twitch right now. You know, you don't want to get any copyright strikes. So you know you can't use people's stuff for like public. You know you get in trouble with ASCAP and all the other people who track that kind of activity. You know, copyright abuses and things like that. But hey, in your own personal home, you can just switch over to your personal app and start blasting your own music. So I'm gonna open up. Give me a second. I'm gonna open up Apple Music and I'm gonna get some tunes going and then I'm gonna get started loading up some things. So stand by. Okay, I'm back. So as I was mentioning, I went into my Apple Music playlist, and something cool I discovered the other day is that TikTok has some music that some of your favorite things that you use for your viral videos, you can locate some of those songs on Apple Music. So I put together like a very small playlist, and I'm listening to that right now of some of the songs that I use for some of my videos. So check us out there at J Cypress Productions LLC, out on TikTok, our TikTok page. So what I'm doing right now, I'm loading up counterfeit goods. So I'm looking for more counterfeit goods because I want to get them out in a set. You get a bonus for getting all of these items out in a set. So it also helps to go into first person mode for precision. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see where your forks are when you're doing this forklift mission, third person. So cool way to, you know, keep up with your favorite songs and play your favorite games at the same time, listening to your favorite playlists. And just a shameless plug, not so shameless, you know, we also have music out there, not on TikTok, but on Apple Music. So if you want to check us out as well, that we definitely appreciate that. Let us know what you think. Okay. Yeah, I haven't done any music in a while, you know, but with everything that's going on, you know, I thought it would just be better just, hey, let's look at other things that we can provide to the community and other ways that we can get engaged as well. Definitely appreciate all the support out there for the things that we've done several years ago. You think about it, we've been through a lot, man. You know, you had people who had to survive COVID, the wars, and everything else. So shout out to all the survivors out there of all those different things that took a lot of people out. Not to mention, you know, hey, you know, unemployment, everything else. Yeah, struggle is real. So be nice to each other out there. Shout out to all my entrepreneurs out there doing everything that they can, keep spinning plates for their families. I feel your pain and I feel your struggle out there. It's not as easy as some people say it is. It just depends, you know. You're either very blessed or you're very lucky. It always helps to have people that can help you out. All right. All right. What I'm picking up right now is the jury. These jury cases, jury boxes. Whoa. If I can get my forks in here. Oh, I got one on. Oh, I need both to be able to pull it out. The other thing I can do, I can just push it to the other side, and I might have more leverage to go pick it up on from the other side. So I'll do that. See how we doing on time. Ooh, we wasted a lot of time, so we need to probably pick up the pace a little bit if we're going for that night shift bonus. As long as I finish before 7. Now, one thing I forgot to do was that little technique I did the last time. Kind of shorten the time. Before you hit the button, resist the urge to hit the button. Just go ahead and start on your next stack. Since you got to do this activity anyway, you're just doing that a little bit earlier, getting ahead of the curve. The cool thing about it is as soon as that goes down, you just go ahead and drop this on and go for the next couple of pallets. You just repeat this process until all of them are gone. Let's go get this last little pallet over here. These are the tobacco items. So we'll go and grab this last little crate over here. You gotta watch these because sometimes, you know, you can get those confused with that kind of fit good items, you know, when you're just looking at the boxes only. And the boxes only. That and the art pieces. I'm just gonna drop that in there, and let me go and grab a crate, any crate, just get started on something else as soon as I can. Yeah, shout out to all the other creators out there, all the folks making good beats out there. I know I definitely appreciate that. Trying to get different content out to my customers. Appreciate everybody out there. All right, let's get this out. Alright, so picking up hazardous goods, trying to get this set out. As soon as we get the rest of this loaded, just pick up anything else that's left out there and get that started for the next set. Doesn't matter what order, it just matters that you as long as you get 3 of the same. You still get the same pay for getting all of these items out, as long as you put them in a set. Otherwise, you don't get the set bonus. Okay, let's go. Grab this one. This one will be easy to get. It's a little bit of speed, a little bit of organization. Uh-oh. There we go. And another set out the door, and another set started. Shout out to all my TikTok creators out there doing big things. I definitely appreciate everybody who have found the website and have started subscribing. And thank you again for all your likes and views. Our company definitely appreciate it. So please continue to do that. We definitely need all the support that we can get right now. Thanks again for all your support. Especially helping, you know, quick shout out to all my disabled veterans, folks who are recovering from the wars, different folks, you know, who may be disabled. Shout out to you. Appreciate your service. As well as all my fellow veteran owners, veteran business owners, those out there trying to make a difference out there in the world, trying to do something a little bit different. Okay, I'm on my last crate. I'm running into stuff. So hopefully, if I can get this out before 7 o'clock, I can get that bonus. Hopefully I wasn't talking too much. Let's go ahead and get this done. Put it down. I can check my phone. Woo! Cutting it close. Don't quit, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. There you go. Hit the button. I'm done. Last thing you need to do is leave. Don't forget to leave. If we did this right, we should have that bonus. And boom, there it is. Night shift bonus right there. So that's how you pull it off. And that easily made up for that car that disappeared on us. That's the other thing I want to encourage everybody out there is, especially to our younger crowd, don't sweat the small stuff. You know, remember what your parents always told you, it's just a game. Something that your parents, you know, also us big gamers out there, you know, remind yourself every day, especially your disabilities, that it's just a game. Don't get upset with your counterparts out there. Don't get upset with yourself if you fail at something. In the grand scheme of things, if you have an opportunity to do this again, just do it again, man. You know, don't worry about the person that greets you. You got options. You know, you don't have to stay in that room. You can go to another room. You can do a solo. How I got most of my money up was just grinding in the invite-only section, so you know when it became available. A lot of people don't know about the invite-only option. You know, like when the invite-only came out, that was a godsend. It's like everything that you can do in the public lobby, you can do in an invite-only session. before they had invite-only sessions, they had crew sessions. Crew sessions were a little bit different. You don't have everything that invite-only sessions or public sessions have. But as a crew, you can do all the crew activities. Everything you can do as a crew, you can still do that. But some of the public activities that you can do with the public, they weren't involved or part of the crew sessions. But even still, you can still do some of the missions that you could do in both lobbies. So, yeah, I highly recommend if you're having a hard time and you're struggling with reefers and, people, who may not be as inclusive of you out there in public sessions. Just, skip all the drama, just go into the invite only. Might be a little bit tougher to do the stuff on your own, but it's still doable. You just have to pick and call your shots. And when you have a cool public lobby, you meet up with folks, who include you and you have a good time, don't forget to friend those guys afterwards. Like, hey, that was real cool, man. Shoot me a friend invite. That's how we used to do it. You have a good experience, don't lose that good experience, pick those people up. Alright, so that lab that I spawned is still cooking. I'm pretty sure they're not done yet, so I'm just gonna let that bake in the background, tell them to go home. Go ahead and return that. Let's head on back to the mansion. Find out what's going on with our product since we started. And if not much is going on, maybe we have to flip on over to the other character. See what they have going. Yeah, I found out the other day that I thought like one of my cars was missing. I had an empty podium, and it turns out I just had an absent mind. Long story short, I had an absent mind. I had started a salvage yard mission where when Rockstar had the event where you could get the car that had the little bow on top of it. I think it's called the click, if I'm pronouncing it right. Maybe it's a cliche, I don't know, maybe the click. But basically there was a Vapid click that had a bow around it. And I never completed the heist, never completed the job to get it. I did that on all my other accounts, even on some of my family accounts, and forgot to do it. Forgot to finish it, so I had to go back. Discovered, I need to go ahead and do that. Knock it out.
Mom. Pump away.
And turns out no, it wasn't missing. You just need to do your due diligence and finish, dude. So that's what I did. I went back, finished a little special mission to get it, and all that heartbreaking was avoided. Crisis averted. Everybody happy in the end. And a nice little car to look at on your podium as an extra thanks. So how are you enjoying your mansions out there? Those of you who have started to do the mansion update. Hopefully you're enjoying your mansions like we are. Don't sleep on, the benefit of being able to work out. Because, man, that could be the difference between you getting from point A to point B faster or getting through a fisticuffs with some random NPC that comes at you, and you just take them out with one punch, just launch them across the map, you know. Now, I don't suggest that you try that on other players, but if you like one of those griefers that like to go to fisticuffs, then, you know, it might even help you out. But I don't want to encourage that, you know. Be nice to you folks out there, because, you know, not only are the griefers remembering, the NPCs are remembering, and the griefers can actually get at you. So leave them griefers alone.
I
You
shall
know,
add the
if they're
following
being abusive
markers
out
to
there,
your
just
profile,
report them.
Mum. Tenacious, formidable, big and beefy.
And no, you don't have to answer the mail on everything. People want to talk. People want to say stuff. People want to get at you. You know, people want to get your phone number. They want to leave messages. Man, leave that mess alone, man. You know, that's just drama for another day and for another player, man. Don't take the bait. It's bait. You heard of clickbait. That's just bait. You know, don't take it. You don't have to take it.
According to my statistics, 70% of San Andrean billionaires have a regular fitness regime. 70%
I met
are
people
also
in life,
sociopathic. Food
no
for
matter
thought,
what they
Mum.
do, they always want to fight with somebody. That's just how they made. Skip the drama. Don't worry about people like that. You do you. You don't have to compete with everybody. Compete with yourself. Make sure you're doing everything you need to do. Because at the end of the day, all those people that you're competing with, they're not responsible for taking care of you at the end of the process. You got to take care of yourself on the stuff that matters for you. So get your stuff done, you know? Healthy competition, you know? That's the competition you're looking for. The kind of stuff that you'll find on the ball court, you know, on the field somewhere, you know.
That's it, Mum. Pump away.
But all this stuff right here, you know, trying to kill people for nothing, skip those interactions. I'm looking forward to helping somebody for the sake of helping somebody, so we all can come up, you know. More of those activities. Quit sounding and acting like a hater. Do you?
Hi.
Don't ever let yourself sink so low that you drown yourself. Keep elevating. Stay above the hate. Now let's go check on our stuff. Let's see how it's going on. Yeah, you know, another good reason to watch sports, you know, that sometimes you catch those little subliminal messages, you know, down with hate, don't hate, stuff like that, to the spirit of that. Yeah, let's just leave that hate alone, man. Let it down the vine. We don't need that. Ooh, check it out. We got some stuff that's that made it to the top after buying some stuff. So let's switch on over. Let's switch on over. Do some fun stuff. Now, folks may be thinking, you know, when they see that, oh, you going back to MC businesses? Why are you doing that stuff, man? You know, in a public lobby full of folks, as it's the funnest thing that you can do. You know, you can get it done in like less than a minute. You know, if you got enough people working for you, you know, you can get it done. That's why I'm saying, hey, you know, keep your groups together, man. Keep your groups together. Because otherwise, I'm gonna show you what it's like to do it by yourself. Let's So I'm gonna register as a boss. And like, hey, you know, if you hear what I'm saying and you agree with me,
May I help you, Mum?
yeah, definitely hit me up. I'd love to help you guys out. Help you get your sale missions done and stuff like that. And maybe you can help me as well. So we're gonna fast travel to, let's see. You know, I'm getting to the place in my life where I start to forget what I just saw. Oh yeah, okay, I remember what it was. All right, so we're gonna go to our little Coca-Cola lab, our little Coca-Cola lockup, and do a sales mission out of the Coca-Cola place. Of course, I say it wrong. For those impressionable minds out there, we want you to get like good stuff, you know, like real Coca-Cola. You see this stuff, yeah? Don't touch this stuff. Don't mess with this at all. This stuff will land you in jail, prison, or worse. Where you sit down and you think about your actions for a very, 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 very long time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sell this off. Oh, there's a lot of money in that, but you know, think about how long you're gonna suffer for this. That's the other point of this game too, you know, to show you the other side, what could happen to you when you get caught.
You doing this, huh? The product's in the back of the truck and ready to move. Get it to the buyer, and you're done.
Now back to my role players, and you know, the best way to approach this game is from the mind of a role player. You know, I support law enforcement. Shout out to all my law enforcement players out there. Those people who are, you know, looking for new ways to stop criminals, find handy ways, you know, to smuggle things, to get things. See, check this out. See, this can happen to you. You can be on a peaceful little mission and all of a sudden somebody comes after you and try to take you out because they got intel on your drop. They know that you're moving. So it doesn't matter who you're moving to. They just want to stop you and steal your shipment. Don't let it happen. Stay ahead of the traffic. You got somebody shooting at you, you think you're gonna worry about a car accident? Nah, man, you're gonna keep on moving. As long as I can keep driving, I'm gonna keep on driving. I'm gonna treat this like a high-speed chase. I'm gonna keep on pushing it down the highway until I get to my place. Man. I'm bouncing all off with traffic signals and stuff. Man, I'm enjoying this TikTok playlist that I put together. I don't know if you can, yeah, just, you know what? Next time you're on Apple Music, look us up, you know. Look for the Cypress Production LLC profile, and yeah, you can get access to some of the playlists that we made public for everybody else. Go to our website. Definitely check out our Pinterest site. You know, I think we got a pin out there that has some of those playlists from other artists that we listen to, and even some of our own music that you can check out. And yeah, you can get it like that. Pick it up like that. Listen to it like that. And support these artists, man, you know. Support us as well. Appreciate that. appreciate all the support out there. Now the other thing that you can do, when you have somebody, a spawn coming after you like this, and like, hey man, you know, I'm not that good of a driver, or I'm not that good of a shooter. You know, you can just call up your Meriwether folks. You know, put down like 5 bones. I'll show you, I demonstrate how to do that. You go in your list, go into your contacts, hit on that right D-pad till you get down to Meriwether. Folks at Meriwether, excellent.
Meriwether, because security is a private matter. What can I do for you?
They killed you on that last visit. You can call
a helicopter will be with you shortly.
In this situation, for like spawns, and they'll come in. Check this out. I'm even gonna let you shoot at me some more, but check this out. There's somebody who see you. Oh man, your memory. And I'm gonna go on and make my delivery, just like that. Now you also have this nice little security guy who may not always be there, but you know, he can help you as well. He'll get involved. As long as he doesn't see you shoot, he's not gonna bother you. Oh man, he's already down. Oh my goodness. Somebody popped him. We'll be nice and we'll call somebody. Let's see what the ambulance does when they come out. Go to 911. Somebody call 911. Okay, I'm the only one who can do it.
Hello, this is 911. What emergency service do you require? Thank you.
We need a paramedic.
Paramedics are en route to your current location.
Let's see what happens when they come out. Thank you, Meriwether. I just recently learned how to do like these emotes.
That's a successful sale. The funds are transferring. Long John out.
So if I'm not saluting, I'm showing my badge. I'm just now learning how to do all these tricks or whatever, because I haven't been in like the public sessions. I've been playing other games, so a lot to learn when you've been gone for a while, you know. Now where's that ambulance? You know, it should be over here by now. I don't know if they're coming. Let's call them again. Otherwise, I'm gonna have an ambulance chasing me.
Hello, this is 911. What emergency service do you require? Thank you.
I need a paramedic.
Paramedics are en route to your current location.
And it's funny to, you know, to see like their responses when they do come out. But man, you know, they're like, dude, we really don't want to respond to this guy at all. Oh well. I don't know if they're coming. Well, let me go spawn another vehicle. I just found this out. All those people who like to call the mechanic and spawn the oppressor when they have a motorcycle president going. It's like, man, don't even bother, man. This is a bike. Must have made them angry. They didn't even come out. They didn't even come at all. Oh well. It's like, that's outside the city limits, sir. Sir? Sir? That's outside the city limits, sir. Alright. Anyway. Alright, let's go over here. But you know, the folks I'm mainly talking to, not the folks who just play this game just to have fun, but mainly folks who play this game to have fun and are trying to up their game by getting more money from within the game. That's all you mostly see now. It's just like, people giving like money guides and money tips how to make more money from within the game. But the most satisfying experience for me was like taking all those old motorcycle club businesses and moving them to the city next to everything else that I was doing for my CEO. Now it doesn't always help me, get to things sooner. But some things I've seen a drastic improvement in like how much time it takes for me to like get from one point to another. Okay. Let's see if I can get to a place where I can spawn my iron mule. Going to a place where I can spawn my iron mule. And then from there, go pick up these motorcycle goods. It's like this helipad place, bunker place. That's what I'm looking for. I know it's nearby. It's on the top of one of these mountains. Sometimes I forget where it's located. See if I can find this place. I'm afraid to get off this bike. If I can get to that spot first. A lot easier than, spawning it and then having to walk, miles trying to get to the place where you can just go there. I think I'm close to it. Let's see. Ooh, these brain farts, man. I hate it. Oh, there it is. That's the spot right there. If you've played the Oscar Guzman Flies Again update, oh man, what a fun update that is. Don't sleep on that experience, man. Especially to all those high flyers. I'm about to say TIE flyers, my Star Wars fans. If you're a high flyer, you definitely want to check out Oscar Guzman Flies Again. Go take down that big Titan and bring that in for the money. Yeah, if you like all that action and shooting up, a lot of different vehicles and things like that, that's your thing. Okay, so let me return this vehicle. See if I can spawn my mule and go grab these goods before it expires. Let's go. Come on, Granny Fanny, let's go. You did yoga, you should be like running like $6 million lady. Or was it the Bionic Woman? Let's go. That's nostalgia for us, who remember the Bionic Man and the Bionic Woman. Oh man, shout out to Steve Rogers with the Bionic Eye. He had that Bionic eyeball. He could use his eye like a like a sniper rifle scope. You just focus in on you on that one eye. took us a little while to find that spawn point. Be a lot easier if you just go ahead and stage yourself at the place where you know where your helicopter is going to spawn to do this activity. Now, of course, I'm going to a location where, yeah, I've already got spawns and folks that are out to get me. I might run into a little action trying to pick this up. It's not always going to be easy. And in this case, it's a good possibility I might get jumped right here. But if you got, it's better to get shot a little bit. You know, I'm pretty good at like crashing in like good spots. I've learned how to do that. But it's better to do that than to stay in one place and just get shot up in one place. So we're gonna procure these supplies via my elbow as quickly as I can. I'm gonna back over here on this side, kind of shield me a little bit when those guys show up. If they show up, they don't always show up, but if they do, they get, you know, that'll buy you a little time. Yep, there they are. And it doesn't matter if they pop your supplies, you still gonna get something to your club. If not all things to your club. So yeah, they showed up, but we were able to get away just like that. Now the dangerous thing is, I've had situations where they all looked up, aimed up at the same time, and shot up at the same time. And man, that made for a bad day. But the cool thing about it is, our club is closer to a lot of places where these supplies spawn. So that's a big, you know, keynote for you guys who have those clubhouses. You know, you still have your closehouses out there on the other side of the map. Yeah, you may want to think about relocating at some point. And a bigger one, when you know, when you can afford it. Get off on that other side and get some of your time back. All right, I still got some threats out there. I'm not gonna land right now. I'm just gonna let these guys expire. Once they go away, come back, land a little bit closer. I can just drive it on in. Now some of the other places are more optimal for just dropping the van like right at the spawn spot. You know, I didn't quite do my research on this location. You know, some other locations were a little bit better for that, but I mean, this is okay. Okay. One thing I like about this location is you got a little parking lot right here that gives you a little bit of privacy in case you need to break the windows without having a whole bunch of people screaming and hollering, "Oh, you know, he broke something." You know, because NPCs, they love to tell on folks. You know, always telling. Always telling. Speaking of that, man, the AI in this game is ridiculous. Everybody knows what you're doing, man. You ain't hiding anything. So, the other thing to remember while playing this game, make sure you change up your looks. You know, Rockstar has learned a lot through their development of Red Dead Redemption, another great cool game to play. Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2, oh man, those are masterpieces. Make sure you check those out when you get a chance. Excellent games.
This is new,
I'm still working on, after all these years, I'm still working on Red Dead Redemption 2. There's just so much you can get into. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it all. But I'm trying. Let's see.
You thinking? Takes me a while too.
So we got those supplies in. Now I'm gonna do a
That is
motorcycle
hot, if
sale.
I do say so myself.
So far is
She's a
straightforward
mean
activity,
machine.
unless you're like in a public session. It is one of those griefable events, so just be careful when you're doing this. Good way to get some extra money in though, within the game, in game.
Wow, she looks good. Not that she didn't already.
All right, I got another phone call. I got to take this message. So, talk to you later.
Rest you're behind on that. Now that's an attractive bike. For a serious hardened criminal. She looks good in them boots, yo. What y'all thinking? So... Hey, take your time, I've got all day. Decisions, decisions. You thinking? Takes me a while too. What y'all thinking? So... Take your time, I've got all day. Decisions. You thinking? Takes me a while too. What y'all thinking? So... Take your time, I've got all day. Decisions. You thinking? Takes me a while too. What y'all thinking? So... Take your time, I've got all day. Decisions. You thinking? Takes me a while too. What y'all thinking? So...
All right, I am back. I had a phone call. So let's get this back on over to a customer. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. This is Jay Cypress. You know, for those who may have been tuning in while we were on our break, and you're like, "Oh man, why is this dude just sitting there inside of his motorcycle club?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a phone call." So you know, I had to take that phone call. Probably would have been better if I had just broke off and put up the little "We'll be back" banner or something like that. But oh well, let's go ahead and get this done, and then we don't make another sale on this session. We'll switch on over, maybe do another stream with the other character. But yeah, you got to think about it. This game has been around for over 10 years. And man, just look how incredible it looks after 10 years. And imagine, GTA 6 is coming out at some point. And when it does, man, it's just gonna take this game to a whole nother level. It's gonna be a whole nother game. To state the obvious, being Captain Obvious, it's gonna be a whole different beast. So we look forward to that game when it comes out. All right. But if you think about it, for all you grinders out there, your grinding strategy, if nobody messes with you, nobody griefs you, one of the things I noticed in the invite-only lobbies, you can make about $500,000 very quickly in a few minutes just doing, the normal legit activities. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to grind. I mean, you've pretty much seen my routines. I've done my routines to death. But if you want to see that, you can always go through some of those other videos. Check out some of the other videos I've already done. But in case you haven't, I might just do a cursory run through. I mean, not go through all the activities, but just do like a cursory so you can understand how I was able to get some of my money up. A few strategies for those who care about the grind. All right, so what I'm trying to do right now is get back to my mansion. I made enough to get like all 3 locations, which is also a very important point in this game. It's like, you may not just want to get one. When I found out that you can get like all of them, I was like, what? You can get all of the mansions in the game? Yes, you can get all of the mansions in the game. And I'll tell you why that strategy is cool. Okay, so if you have all 3, then, you don't have to just keep going to one location to get to your fast travel spawn points. You can go to any
Greetings,
mansion
Mum.
that you have, and you can fast travel to whatever next activity you want to do. And you also pick up the extra garage space from having all those additional mansions. And they fill up fast. They really do. Especially, for my GTA Plus members and subscribers. While I'm on that, yeah, let me just show you what you can do, especially if there's like new vehicles out there for us to get FAW free. Pull up your phone, you open up your contacts, and then you go down to wrong app. That's right. Don't go into your contacts. Go into the Vinewood Club app. First of all, let's see. Yeah, let's go down to. Oh, but you're not gonna be able to do that from inside, so you're gonna have to go outside. So let's run outside real quick. Go get outside.
Hi.
Go breathe some cool fresh air. All right. So when you get outside, this is what you need to do. Go into your Vinewood Club app. Go down to purchase car club vehicles. And it looks like I've already claimed the vehicle of the month. And they'll tell you down at the bottom. But if not, they'll ask you, do you want to purchase this for free? And then you click on it and you say, yeah. And then it'll ask you what garage you want to put it in. And you just tell it to send it there. All right. The other thing that you can do, if you have this app, go ahead and pay your people. Go pick up stuff. In between missions, pay your people. So you have to think about going to visit those guys. All right. I do this all the time when I have access to this Vinewood Club app. The other thing that I do all the time is, I have a safe that's about to fill up, or a safe that's already filled up. I go ahead and claim the money. And that's the other thing that allows you. See, I'm already close to $500,000 right now, just doing residual stuff in between my sales. All right, so let's go back to the first floor. See if my bionic woman instincts will kick in.
Hi.
See if it wore off from the last yoga session. All right.
Welcome back, Mum.
I need some sound effects. I need some sound effects bad. All right. So I have a few things that's about to fill up. All right, check this out. I have document forgery office. That little blue bar is not going to move unless I get that little green bar to go away. So let's go ahead and do a sale on that. Get that out of here.
May I help you, Mum?
Because it's not doing anything in your lockup but incriminating you. And that was the whole reason for those raids. Oh. Speaking of raids, question came up in TikTok the other day. You know, should I buy the little security personnel or should I not? Well, my recommendation is definitely every opportunity you get to buy security personnel, get those guys. All right, so I'm going to my motorcycle business. I'm going to go over to document
Very good,
forgery
Mom.
office, get all this incriminating evidence that we have for different people to use to get into different places. And we'll go ahead and make a sale. We'll go ahead and sell the stuff off. Now, a few weeks ago, they were running very good bonuses on these. Does it really help? You know, to you know, go ahead and sell it anyway. Reason why, this comes back faster than most other things. Fills up quickly. And a lot of times you get a pretty good sale mission for these.
You're bikers, right? Because the buyer wants the product biked into the back of a truck. It's good to go when you are.
The trick to these is to get these out of the way as soon as you can. And then you can work on all your other grinds that you have for the rest of the day. And if you are in a public session, you definitely get more money. You get a bonus for selling within a public session. But I'm just the type of person, I don't really like to get grief while I'm doing my stuff, you know, and that tends to happen. The more you start to do that, more people start paying attention. You know, different lobbyists, different folks, different strokes, and the different ways that they want to stroke you with their oppressors. And other tools that they use, tools of the trade, new toys that they like to use you for target practice, you know, to demonstrate how strong they've become, you know. So, I don't want to get into a big ego match, so I just go ahead and make my sales offline. I do it in an invite-only session. Because I want to see what, you know, all those other vehicles and stuff are about, you know. And then, you know, from time to time, you'll see some of the new stuff that I get to buy and play with, you know, in the session. Sometimes I pull out my new toys. Sometimes I might actually, you know, use I might actually use some of those new toys to liquidate somebody, you know. It all depends on, you know, what mood I'm in, you know, when I'm playing, you know. Everybody has a bad day, and, you know, I think about that sometimes when I'm getting grief, you know. Maybe those griefers are having a bad day, and it's like, man, I just really want to take it out on somebody, anybody, so, you know, I'll just pick on the noob, and that's, you know, and that's what they do, you know. They like to pick on people who are legitimate noobs, and those folks that have demonstrated by their not so professional play that they might have just started the game. If you don't know what a noob is, those who don't know what a noob is, they're talking about newbies. It's short for newbies, new players, and it's been around since you know, folks have learned how to grief. Actually, griefing has been my new term that I've unfortunately have had to discover by experience from being a new. Back in the day, I used to love my little newbie gun. You know, you get like any gun that has like plenty of bullets, and you can just, you know, just hold down and not worry about bullet discipline. I just aim it, and one of those lucky bullets is actually going to hit a pro and end the griefer. But, you know, nowadays we all about that peace, man. There's a lot of violence in the world. We don't want to promote that as, you know, I mean, personally, But when it come down to a spawn, NPC behaving badly, man, I'm there, man. I'll take those guys out any day. And this is the game changer right here. This vehicle right here, this toy right here, this wonderful toy. You know, it's like, if you like broomsticks and you like to fly on broomsticks, this is the broomstick for you. Flame coming out the back end of it. So it spells coming out the front in the form of boom. Love this. It's called the Oppressor Mark II. When you see a group of folks flying around, you know, it's like, you know, you don't even have to do anything to have respect. You know, when you come up into a lobby with this and you know how to use it, man, people literally fear your presence if you know what to do with it. Now, they've done some things recently, you know, because a lot of people like to use this to grief other players in lobbies. They've come out with, like, you know, a whole host of other different countermeasures. They've even nerfed this vehicle to the point where, like, you know, this vehicle used to be the king of public lobbies. Like, you can shoot at it, you can shoot missiles at it, you can snipe at it. There was nothing that was taking this thing down at one point, and all of a sudden it's like, ooh, you know, if you were like an experienced player and you knew what to do with this, you would never, hardly ever be touched with that vehicle underneath your legs. But now it's like, man, yeah, people like special marksmen come out there, special scopes, and pow, in your day just like that. So yeah, people actually think twice about griefing noobs, griefing newbies. I don't suggest you do that. You know, get to know folks. So you never know what their experience level is, and they might actually come back on you and embarrass you. But the other reason not to do it, hacktivists. Man, you got so many people. It's like, man, it's like, hey, you know, I'm sitting up here trying to do Netflix and chill, you know, with my Valentine, and all of a sudden I can't. I just can't, man. I just can't. I don't know why. I just can't. And it's like, you know, the little dude that you got in trouble with griefing with online was like, nah, you know, we're gonna cancel your Valentine's Day. It ain't happening for you. I know your IP address, you know. It's like, man, you know, it ain't hard to have your stuff shut down for like a little 1 second beef. Just let it go, man. Be cool out there, you know. Don't, you know. Also, I wanted to say to my little hacktivist friends, my little script kiddie buddies, yeah, leave that mess alone, man. You don't want to go to jail. You don't want to have like your rights and stuff stripped from you, getting caught, you know, taking down something. It's not worth it, you know, for somebody to find out who you really are and take you out like that. So leave those activities alone. Go out there. It's the month of love and joy. Valentine's. If you don't have a Valentine, you need to go out there and go find you one. Go find somebody that, you know, you can click up with. Go Netflix and chill. You know, even try some new chocolates. Try some new chocolates. If you're a chocolate person. If not, you know, go find your a new favorite restaurant. Go out, get a meal, or like, you know, eat out, or bring the meal to you. Have the meal delivered. What's your delivery service? You know, in the past, I used to like to use Postmarks. Yeah, I get Postmarks and Uber Eats. Yeah, those guys they were like lifesavers when I needed some help, you know, last minute. I didn't want to go outside, you know, waste that gas. You call up your buddies at Postmarks, and they can have your stuff to your house in no time. Okay, let's see. Nice. I gotta wait. Now this is the other thing though. If something happens to your oppressor, you put it away, or you know, you might have a long wait time. So use that time in between deliveries to respawn. Because that's the other thing too that they did to nerf this particular vehicle. A little spawn time, especially if you're spawning at this one a lot, do different activities. Planning, man, plans, pre-plan, plan ahead. Because once they blow this thing up and you're on foot, man, they know exactly where you are, and they're gonna keep coming after you. They're gonna keep hitting you. They're gonna keep hitting you hard. You know, so. Is it worth the grief nowadays? Nah, not really. Not unless you really know what you're doing. There's some people out there that beg to differ. It's like, man, that's all I do. Come up in the lobby, but usually they have reasons. You know, it's like for whatever reason, if they're griefing you, it's probably because some of these guys, they have long memories. I mean, like super extra long memories. They go to bed at night, they wake up in the morning, and it's like, oh man, you know, that dude that was talking to me, talking all that trash, he's trash, let's go get him, you know. That's all they think about, man, all day long. When they're gonna get you, you know. Sometimes they wait for you to speak, you know. It's like, oh, that's him, it's him, go kill him, you know. And it's like, why, man, why, you know. You take out a shipment. Hey, it's you again. What do you get? You know, two grand for taking down somebody's shipment. I mean, I guess, you know, to each his own. And then maybe it's like, you know, somebody is like, you know, this dude griefing us all the time. It's always fun to take out a griefer's stuff. You know. I don't know. I just think it's a lot better if we all just work together. I just got a different approach. You know, let it be an agreed upon grief or something like that. Just like, you know, get to know my temperament first before you go and start violating me. You know what I'm saying? You know, do something nice for me before you start destroying me or something like that. Or if you do destroy me, you know, build me back up. You know, don't just leave me destroyed. You know, help a brother and a sister out. Help us out. Don't leave us like that. Just destroying people for the sake of destroying people. Now kids, you can't do anything about kids, man. Kids do whatever they want to do. It's like, whatever. Noob. Trash. Noob. You know. To all my parents out there, you know, be good parents. Listen to your kids. Make sure they're not bullying other kids. Nowadays, they don't really need to even say anything, you know. It's like, you don't know what kind of communication is going out there with your kids. So if you're in a position to be able to hear what they say, make sure you're listening. Make sure they're not torturing anybody out there. Especially picking on these tiny little kids who shouldn't be in these sessions anyway. You know, just check on your folks, make sure you follow behind them, and make sure you stay on top of it, because we also need to protect our kids from these little creepos. You got creepos out there, you don't know they're creepos until you study them for a little bit, and it's like, why this big dude always following my kid? You know what I'm saying? You know, go follow somebody else. You know, you got somebody your own age you can go pick on, go mess with, you know. But you got some weird folks out there, so make sure you stay on top of what your kids are doing. You know, I got little ones too, so I understand that whole conversation I just had. with y'all. I feel you. So, you know, make sure you pay attention to what your kids are doing. I got about 15 seconds before my oppressor comes back, which means I've been moving pretty fast. If I'm seeing this, I'm moving pretty fast. Let's see. And speaking to you big guys out there, you know, if you're not like looking out for those little guys, you're doing it wrong. Make sure you look out for those little guys out there. You know there's a creepo out there. Make sure you report them. And we make sure that, you know, we do the same for yours if we recognize that kind of situation is going on. Also, shout out to all those folks who grief in reverse. They're like the Dexter griefers on GTA and in other games and public lobbies. You know, they grief the guys who they know are picking on little kids just because, you know, they're just getting started out or they need help, or they should have some supervision. Should only be playing with folks that they know and people that are gonna help them out. Yeah. Shout out to the Dexter type griefers who go after those bad griefers who make it a bad day. You know that you know you're too old. You know you're too old when you're messing with you folks like that. Yeah. I'm talking to you. You know, too old to be picking on everybody. You know, go find another game, man. You know, you won't be doing all that stuff. The rest of us trying to chill, enjoy the game for what it is. You know, like there's so many other ways you can be using your evil energy, you know, to do good out there. Should do that, you know, use your evil energy to do good out there. You know, you got people, you know, always threatening to kill somebody. You know, don't hurt nobody out there in real life. You know, if you want to do something like that, go join the Army, go join the Air Force, go join, you know, Space Force, Marines, anybody who can push a button and end the bad guy who needs to be ended. You know, go join the police force. You know, go catch some bad guys. You know, but most police officers are actually in the rehabilitation business. You know, they come pick you up if they can pick you up. If you allow them, let them pick you up. They pick you up and take you to a place where you can cool off for a minute, calm down, chill out. You know, think about what you did. You know, especially these folks who've been out here participating in some of this illegal stuff. You might need a break. You know, you might need to chill out for a little bit. You know, calm down. You know, I would recommend leave this illegal stuff alone, because you know, remember, this is just a video game. This is not a roadmap to how to live your life. Hey, and you know, those of you who have to do this to live, I ain't judging you. Don't take this as a judgment. I mean, you're doing what you think you have to do to live and to survive. But the only thing I would say to you, I encourage you as soon as you can. You know, you need to flip to something that's legit, and you need to get up and out the game, because this is only going to lead to the only place it always leads to: dead or in jail, dead or in prison. You know, flipping and make it legit. You know, so many people that we look up to, or we have looked up to, who they might mention some of the stuff that they had to do, but they ain't talking about it now. They're talking about, you know, all the legal stuff that they're doing now. So shout out to all the people who, you know, they turned it legal and they're keeping it legal. You know, good work. Now, I wouldn't be the first person to get up there and start volunteering, you know, who those people are. You know, I keep that to, if I were you, I keep all that business to myself. 9 times out of 10, the people who know you did something bad, they'll figure it out anyway. And they'll get at you later. Just leave it alone, man. 'Cause as soon as you can flip your game, like, I ain't part of that. I'm reformed. I don't do that no more. You know, be that person. Make that change. And don't look back. Just keep moving forward. Now, on the flip side of that, I would like to talk to my law enforcement community, those who are involved in that change and involved in that reform process. Don't be so hard on the folks, you know what I'm saying, who coming out of that experience. You know, you never know when that's going to happen to you. You got people who, you know, who are in the whole law enforcement community. They get arrested too. They get caught up. They get hemmed up, and sometimes they, you know, they make decisions that they shouldn't make. They don't always talk about it, and then they try to hide it, and then they get caught, and next thing you know, they gone like everybody else. Just don't think it can't happen to you. It can happen to anyone who thinks about, you know, making a bad decision. You know, the whole point to that whole spiel is when they turn the corner, when they change, when they are rehabilitated, don't be so hard on them. You know, give them an opportunity to get back on their feet. Don't judge them, you know, and don't throw away everybody who's been in that situation. Take them on a case-by-case basis. They truly change, they truly reform, and they truly, you know, doing the right things now. Give them an opportunity to do what they need to do. Don't shoot holes in their boat, you know. Because here's the thing that I've learned, and not that, you know, I mean, if it's your job to go pick up bad guys, not that you care that much. It's like, God, just pick you up again. But unfortunately, how many people, you know, have had a hard time rehabilitating because people just don't give them a chance.
That's a successful sale. The funds are transferring. Long John out.
Thank you, Mr. Long John. Another sale was made. But yeah, you know, it's like, you know, give people a chance to turn their lives around. You know, what I was about to say was, you treat people like a criminal. Odds in, you keep on doing that. Eventually, you're gonna create one. Just doing that alone. And I think that's the point. You know, why some people lay asleep at night. It's like, what person do I want to turn into a criminal who hasn't been a criminal yet? Oh, let's just keep picking on this guy, harassing this guy forever, and then see if he actually snaps, you know, and turns into a criminal. You know, it's like, you don't know what this dude's life been like. He might have been a war hero. You know, you got people who are struggling with post-traumatic stress disorders. You got people who are struggling with, you know, all type of other mental issues that they didn't ask for, you know, and they developed that from trying to keep you alive, try to keep this country going, you know, trying to protect their folks, their areas, you know, their sectors, whatever, you know, they do, you know, they were doing what they needed to do, and in the process of all of that, they broke, you know. And many of them, for everything that they have to show for all their activities, they're still broke. Okay? That's real, man. That's real. Ain't no pretending it. You know, and you trying to, you know, you trying to go, you trying to do things, and then at the same time, it's like, you know, don't. That's the other lesson learned. Don't share everything that you know with everybody that you know, because not everybody going where you going. Not everybody cares much about your grind as you do. You know, keep it done till it's finished. Don't tell anybody until you through with it. And And only have your most trusted people take a look at your stuff before you start putting it out there, everybody. And that's the other thing to my trusted people, man. You a trusted person. Don't let your folks go outside with they fly open. If you know, if it don't sound good, if it don't look good, if it ain't popping right, it ain't hopping right, tell them, and don't rest on it. Give them your 2 cents and be like, hey man, you may want to, polish this a little bit more. You might want to balance this a little bit more. And be real with them. Be truthful with them. Now, not everybody can take criticism, though. I get it. But if they good folks, they'll get it. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's good, but I need to put a little more oregano on this. Okay, gotcha. All right, okay, cool. I'll see you the next time. But if you're a hater, don't let haters in. Don't let haters in whatsoever. And here's why. If they doing that mess to you, sooner or later they're gonna do that to everybody else. Anytime they have a problem, they're gonna do the same thing to everybody else that they have a problem with. So it's not always you. Sometimes it's the people that you pick to carry along on the journey. I just say, in that case, just be a light. Anyway, that's been my soapbox message for the day. I've already done enough stuff, I don't have anything else to say, so I'm going to end the session right here. Take a break, go get some vittles in me, go get some water in me, go get some other juice and stuff in me, and then I'm going to come back, with my other character. All right, we'll see you out there. Jay Cypress, Utes.